John. If the Queen dies, the Treasury takes the deed and we lose this house.
You're talking out of your tail feathers, Polly.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the movie reboots that made us wish their franchises had stayed dormant.
Let's just stick to what we're good at. Let's stick to what we're good at. We're good at it.
Number 10, The Crow.
You will never forget. And you will never, ever forgive.
Rebooting The Crow was always going to be an uphill battle due to the tragic on-set death of the original film's star, Brandon Lee.
I heard a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door.
Sadly, this 2024 reboot completely failed to prove that the franchise was worth resurrecting. While the original film was a hyper-stylized cult classic, the reboot attempted a more realistic and gritty take on the character. But instead of setting the new film apart, the lack of a distinct style made it another bland and forgettable superhero movie amidst a sea of better options.
Just don't hurt me, man.
It's not.
I didn't do anything, man.
I saw you in the club. You brought them to us.
No, I was just trying to get her out. I was just trying to help her get away, man.
Get away from what?
The film was a massive flop, both critically and at the box office, making it all but certain that The Crow will stay dead for the foreseeable future.
Look at what you've become. Those eyes. That face. Why would you want to be with you? You have no love left. Only hate. You fool.
Number 9, Men in Black International.
So my whole life, everyone's called me crazy. They said that I needed therapy, which, okay, admittedly, I did.
The original Men in Black series managed to get 3 movies out of the fantastic chemistry between Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones as secret agents who protect the Earth from alien threats.
There's an alien battle cruiser about to...
There's always an alien battle cruiser or a Carillion death ray or an intergalactic plague that's about to wipe out life on this miserable little planet. The only way these people get on with their happy lives is they do not know about it.
For some reason, Sony thought they could recapture that magic by copying and pasting the casting from Thor Ragnarok and sliding in Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson.
You see, I have a very strict no men in black policy.
Oh, God. I don't blame you. Who'd want those assholes coming in here? Men in black, the morons in black, if you ask me.
While both leads are fun to watch, they weren't enough to liven up this lackluster retreading of the previous films. This reboot was zapped out of audiences' memories so quickly, it almost makes you wonder if the real MIB had something to do with it.
Welcome to the circus, Agent M. You are no longer probationary.
Well, there you go. My work here is done, I guess.
You are
I'm sorry, what?
probationary head of London branch.
I'm sorry, probationary head? It sounds like I got promoted and demoted at the same time.
Number 8, Doolittle.
Dr. Doolittle's reputation spread far and wide. Even the Queen of England called on him.
After Robert Downey Jr. departed from the MCU, fans were eager to see what he'd do next. And while a kid-friendly flick about a doctor who talks to animals may have seemed like a safe bet, the actual film was a dud on nearly every level.
Here you go. Still celery.
Horsham.
Carrot, that is.
Horsham.
That's a different piece of celery.
Got it. Horsham.
No, still celery.
The story is a jumbled patchwork with huge chunks of backstory delivered via narration. The humor is juvenile and bizarre, with many scenes being tweaked and reshot to force in as many unfunny jokes as possible.
Is that thing up to code?
The film is also chock full of janky CGI animals voiced by celebrities who were cast solely to put names on a poster.
I'm speaking human. Better than any parrot ever has, actually. Now, let's pack some clothes. Come on.
The film failed to make back its massive budget, and any hopes of a sequel were swiftly and humanely put down.
Just preposterous.
Number 7, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, brothers. Like shadows in the night, completely unseen.
What was that?
It's a camera flash.
We know it's a camera flash.
Who's behind the camera flash? By my calculations, it's a girl.
Oh, we gotta kill her.
What?
The biggest issue with Michael Bay's reboot of the TMNT was clear from the first trailer. The CGI turtles are absolutely hideous. Depicting giant turtles in live action was never going to be easy.
Raphael, glad you could join us. The fourth cage is for you.
But at least the original films had the cartoonish charm of puppeteered costumes. Bay attempted to offset the ugliness of the turtles by having Megan Fox on screen as much as possible as April O'Neil.
Oh, she's so hot I can feel my shell tightening.
We can hear you.
But forgot to give her anything to do besides looking confused and getting ogled. While the turtles themselves do have a few endearing moments, it wasn't enough to save this reboot from being savaged by critics.
I don't even know what that is.
Mozzarella, of course.
All right. We left the lair because the foot were taking hostages and we kicked some serious butt and there was this girl named April O'Neil who took our picture. But we took care of it.
Idiot.
Oh no, my worst fears have been realized.
The 2016 sequel, Out of the Shadows, fared a little better.
Fellas, now the people in New York need us to set aside our differences and work together.
Number 6, Robin Hood.
Clayton, you up for a run?
Yeah. There have already been a lot of Robin Hood adaptations, but hey, the story of the famous folk hero who steals from the rich to give to the poor is a pretty timeless tale. Unfortunately, this 2018 reboot had nothing exciting or interesting to offer in its retelling.
Change of protocol as per the sheriff. All collections are no longer to be stored in the vault. They go straight to the count room for immediate processing.
The characters are boring, the action is lifeless, and although the film claimed to be a modern reinvention of the story, the changes it made were completely superficial.
At least give me the respect and try and beat it out of me.
No.
It joins the lackluster tradition of bland action movies, cashing in on fairy tales or folklore for their recognizable names and nothing else.
Loxley. You've put me to a lot of trouble, boy.
Oh, your troubles have only just begun, Sheriff. Everyone will know of your treason.
Number 5, Hellboy. Guillermo del Toro's original Hellboy films still hold up today.
Father's back. He's still angry.
Well, you did break out.
I wanted to see her. Nobody's business.
Thanks to their astonishing lineup of practical monsters and sets. The 2019 reboot, on the other hand, has little to offer besides computer-generated sludge and failed attempts at edgy humor.
Yeah, just you and me now, princess!
While the choice to opt for more CGI could have been forgiven if the story was good enough, it definitely was not.
Is that why Osiris is trying to kill me?
Man will fall to her darkness. Those who call the shadows home will rise again.
Okay, I'd appreciate a prophecy with smaller and more relatable stakes.
The queen must never find a king.
The plot is a frenzied mess that seems desperate to throw in as many characters and sequel teases as possible. And while David Harbour does a fine job as the titular demon, his version of the character is nowhere near as memorable as Ron Perlman's iconic portrayal.
Welcome to the BPRD. Yeah, come on, let's do this.
Number 4, Terminator Genesis.
One man found me. His name is John Connor.
Since the Terminator franchise centers around time travel, the potential for reboots is basically built in. But while the original films used time travel to set up their stories, Terminator Genesis put time travel front and center with disastrous results. The film tried to shake up the foundations of the series with a new timeline, new robots, and new twists, but it still wasn't nearly as creative or memorable as the originals. On top of that, the new timeline in this film basically retconned the original series, which is the easiest way to make fans hate you. Unsurprisingly, this attempted reboot of the franchise was scrapped a few years later, when the series went back to its original timeline with Terminator Dark Fate.
So you're here to protect her. What are you? Never seen one like you before. Almost human.
Number 3, Godzilla. Godzilla is one of the most iconic creatures in film history, so he's no stranger to reboots or reimaginings. That being said, Roland Emmerich's 1998 reboot is clearly the worst of the bunch. Emmerich's experience with sci-fi disaster films such as Independence Day might have made him seem like the perfect choice on paper, but it turned out the real disaster was the film itself. This reboot sands down Godzilla's rich history as a symbol of nuclear trauma and replaces it with a limp ripoff of Jurassic Park. Sprinkle in a cast of stock characters, a paper-thin plot, and a famously ugly redesign of its star monster, and it's clear why the film was slammed by fans and critics alike.
Wrong floor.
And let's not forget that horrible music video where Puff Daddy and the titular monster face off. Number 2, The Mummy.
She vowed to bring the demon into our world in the body of a mortal man. Together, they would take their vengeance upon humanity.
Rebooting a beloved classic is always a tall order, but trying to recapture the magic of 1999's The Mummy and kicking off a completely new cinematic universe is basically impossible.
Pleated skirts, scarab signet rings. This is a high priest of Aman from the temple in Thebes. There is a ritual barrier chain that surrounds the well as a warning to intruders.
So it's not surprising that the 2017 reboot of The Mummy failed on both fronts.
Fire! They're just camel spiders! They're not even poisonous! Can we please leave?
Out of your mind!
The film stars Tom Cruise as a treasure hunter who accidentally unleashes the spirit of an ancient mummified princess. Critics slammed the film for its patchwork plot, made up of bits from better movies, as well as its shoehorned-in setups for future films.
You see, they interrupted a ritual in process, and that is a mistake.
The Mummy was supposed to kick off a new dark universe of Universal monster reboots, but the film performed so poorly at the box office that the entire slate of films was laid to rest.
Wait!
Destroy the stone, and all is lost. You will be a living god.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Fantastic Four.
Each of you working together with a level of commitment and collaboration, putting aside petty squabbles if you want to fix what my generation broke.
Marvel's first family has always had a tough time making the jump to the big screen, but this 2015 reboot is a clear low point. The film was originally imagined as an origin story with a darker tone and David Cronenberg-style body horror. However, conflicts between director Josh Trank and the studio led to a nightmarish production and major reshoots.
He's scared, Harvey. They're all just scared kids.
We don't know what they are right now. All we know is that they are dangerous and powerful, which makes them extremely valuable to the guys who run this place.
If you think for a minute that I'm going to allow you to turn these kids into some kind of...
You don't have a choice, Franklin, and neither do I.
The resulting film is more Frankenstein than Cronenberg, with obvious distinctions between the original footage and the studio-led reshoots. Between its clunky dialogue, cliched story, and a terrible incarnation of Dr. Doom, it's clear why fans wanted Marvel Studios to take the reins.
There is no victor. There is only doom.
No matter how the upcoming MCU Fantastic Four film turns out, it'll definitely be better than this.
Does it hurt? I'm used to it. I'm sorry. That's what you said when you left. I'm going to fix this.
Did we miss any? Sometimes it seems like there are more reboots than new movies. So be sure to let us know in the comments if there are any particularly heinous reboots that should have made our list.
Let's go. Let's go. Oh, did you want to?
Sorry. I'll let you.
Next time.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.